Electric dirt bikes weren't always this insane. In just over a decade, they've gone from slow, experimental machines to full-on motocross monsters that can outrun gas bikes, and they have certainly changed exponentially throughout the years. So in this video, we're breaking down one best electric dirt bike for every year, from 2015 to 2026, showing specs like the power, speed, and tech behind each one, and how these bikes completely transformed from how we see electric dirt bikes and dirt bikes today. This video is insane. Make sure to stick around to the end. If you think you know electric dirt bikes, think again. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before I start, I just want to show you this awesome hoodie I made. There's my helmet right here, and here's the back. You can see I got my number and my name. And at 5K subs, I will be dropping amazing merch for you guys. So stay tuned and subscribe. Anyways, let's start off in 2015. Just decided I'd add that fidget spinner effect. You know, it's 2015. Anyway, starting in 2015, electric dirt bikes weren't really motocross bikes yet. One of the coolest off-road electric dirt bikes at the time was the Electric Motion EM 5.7, a trial-style electric dirt bike, but still dirt capable. The motor is 5 kilowatts normal and 10 kilowatts peak. Top speed was 55 kilometers per hour, so as you can see at the time, it was not about speed. It had a 48-volt battery and weighed 166 pounds. However, you could get 60 to 160 minutes on one charge. Now, here's why this bike was super important. A lot of people think the Sur-Ron was the first electric dirt bike made. However, this dirt bike was the dirt bike that started all of it. Now, that isn't to say that electric dirt bikes got popular after this bike, but I'll get into that. This bike proved that electric off-road was actually possible. I'll catch y'all in 2016.
Here we go, not long ago, when you were
Now, before I continue, a lot of you guys are saying that I should film more riding videos, and to that I say, I would love to. However, the storm just passed, and this is what we're getting now. And that's without the wind chill. And I promise, as soon as the snow clears up, I have some of those amazing ideas coming for riding content, but me predicting it's probably gonna be like late March, early April. 2016, we got the Zero FX. 2016 is where electric starts getting serious power, and that's because of the Zero motorcycles. The Zero FX isn't a pure dirt bike per se, but it was one of the most famous electric dirt bikes that could actually go off-road. Some of the specs include 33 kilowatt peak power, and y'all aren't gonna believe this, 137 kilometers per hour top speed. Y'all, that's faster than a Starkberg, and it weighs 289 pounds. This thing showed that electric dirt bikes could go real motorcycle speeds. It's not really the lightweight throw around type electric dirt bike. 2017, baby. 2017. I don't know why I did that. We have the KTM Freeride E. 2017 is when big brands started pushing electric off-road more seriously, and KTM's Freeride E is one of the most iconic early electric dirt bikes. This bike was solely meant for trails. Some of the specs include 15 to 18 kilowatt peak power range. For some reason, I couldn't find how many volts this battery was. It just says it was high voltage. I'm gonna assume it's probably like 60 or 72 volts, and the top speed is around 40 miles per hour. Also, don't ask why I'm switching from one set of units to another. Why it mattered is KTM was basically proving they're actually more powerful than people think. Ooh, we got an exciting year coming up. 2018! Ow, 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 ow! Yo, I'm low-key scaring my puppy. This is Ollie. This is when the Sur-Ron LBX came out. And I know that's crazy considering most people thought it came out in 2023. However, this is the year that changed everything. This is the bike that basically created the entire electric dirt bike community we have today. Now, remember back when I said
this dirt bike was the dirt bike?
That was the first e-bike created. The Sur-Ron is the first e-bike that made sales go through the roof, and when it started getting recognized. This is the bike that went viral, got modded, got street ridden, trail ridden, jumped, went to ride outs, everything. And somehow I had no idea this existed back in 2018, probably because I was around 8 or 7 years old, and I only knew electric dirt bikes existed in June of last year. I'm not even joking when I say that. I guess it's safe to say I live under a rock. Now the specs of the 2018 Sur-Ron LBX is it had 6 kilowatts peak power, it went 75 kilometers per hour top speed, it had a 60 volt battery, 75 kilometer range, and weighed 123 pounds. And a lot of these sound the exact same as it is today. This bike mattered because it was lightweight, fast enough to be fun, cheap compared to full-size dirt bikes, and insanely moddable. And to this day, it's the most moddable e-bike ever created. Y'all, it's getting hot in here. This bike made electric dirt bikes mainstream. It's going to 2019. According to my research, most popular bike in 2019 was surprisingly the Sur-Ron Storm Bee. Because first of all, I thought that was a lot later. And second of all, it hasn't gotten very popular. Now the Sur-Ron Storm Bee was kind of Sur-Ron's version, or dirt bike type electric bike. The Storm Bee looks more like a 450, being even taller than the Ultra Bee. This had a 22.5 kilowatt peak power. The battery is 110 volts. Is that even possible? It goes 110 kilometers per hour plus and has a 70 to 100 kilometer range, and it weighs 243 pounds. And why it mattered, you say? It was the first time that an electric dirt bike got taken seriously and seen to be replacing gas dirt bikes. Y'all, I can't do this. I gotta take my hoodie off. Don't worry, y'all. I got the hoodie displayed back there for you guys. Moving on to 2020. Y'all, should I DIY this to make it a HDuke rides Labubu? Although then, do you think it'll come and haunt me? Welcome to 2020, y'all. Oh my god, how did we wear these? I actually cannot breathe. Now in 2020, the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee was born because the Ultra Bee showed up as the balance between the Light Bee and the Storm Bee. Now the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee has power of 12 to 21 depending on the version. It has a 74 volt battery, 95 kilometers per hour top speed, and 70 to 140 kilometers of range. That's pretty fire, y'all. Unlike this. I hope we never have to put that on our face again. And it weighed 195 pounds. Now time for 2021. The early rise of the Talaria Sting R. 2021 is when Sur-Ron actually got some real competition. And they didn't decide to sue them, you know, like my last video. Lots of y'all had crazy funny opinions about that. Some of the specs include around 6 to 8 kilowatts, around 45 to 55 miles per hour, depending if you cut the speed limiter. It had a 60 volt battery. Competition forces upgrades. Talaria showing up meant Sur-Ron couldn't just dominate the e-bike market forever. Now it's time for 2022. Now this is the time when the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee goes hella mainstream. This is the time when electric dirt bikes went from a cool niche thing to being everywhere online. Ultra Bee builds and content blew up, and people realized this is the year electric actually started replacing gas. Some of the specs still remain. Moving on to 2023.
Well, there's a will, there's a weekend.
2023, the Stark Varg was born. Some of the Stark Varg specs was 60 kilowatt power, 80 plus miles per hour, and it was a high level, full motocross. People could be doing this, getting away with it. I don't know why I'm still talking like this. Now in 2024, we got the Talaria MX4. It had 8 kilowatt peak power, around 53 miles per hour, and it had a 60 volt battery. And why it mattered, the MX4 is one of the biggest reasons you see people debating Talaria or Sur-Ron. Entering 2025. 2025 is where high power consumer bikes start coming in hard. One example is the E-Ride Pro SS, which people were going crazy over at the time. Some of the specs include its high power, long range focus. It's built as a more better LBX and often described as a Sur-Ron killer. It mattered because now you don't just have Sur-Ron, Talaria, you've got so many new brands popping up, trying to drop the next big thing. And honestly, 2025 is a super hard year to keep track of everything because there's so many bikes that came out this year. And during the current year, 2026, we made it, guys! Woo! Now we called 2026 the tech era, or the era where I'm going to predict AI gets out of control. Segway came in with the Xaber, I think it's called Xaber. 300. And it's a sign that electric dirt bikes are turning into smart machines. Some of the specs we know today, because some specs are still being revealed, are the power modes are designed to match 150cc, 200cc, and 300cc equivalents. It includes traction control, virtual clutch, and customizable ride modes. This is the start of electric dirt bikes becoming like iPhones on wheels. It is tunable, it is app controlled, and it's adjustable. And don't ask how I feel about this bike, because I don't really know. Now that is evolution. Like, screw monkeys and technology and telescopes and microscopes and all that stuff. 2015 was basically trialing electric dirt bikes for the first time, and Sur-Ron changed everything in 2018, flipped the focus. Now by 2026, we see tech pack machines. Drop a comment, which year was the biggest jump in your opinion? And if you're picking a bike today, which bike are you using out of the millions of options we have today? Anyways, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go!